Welcome to the RavensSpace podcast. My name is Jason.
My name is Steven.
And we're going to give you guys some of the best Baltimore Ravens content we have. Again, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, we're available every single week on iTunes and SoundCloud and on YouTube. So again, go to YouTube, check us out. A lot of great videos.
Subscribe.
So this is the third episode, and this takes place after the Redskins game. So we're going to talk about that game. We're going to talk about the next game, Ravens versus Dolphins, and we're going to also cover the news first. Shout out to the Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much, because without you, none of this is possible. We're growing every day, so thank you guys so much. We truly appreciate it. So let's start out with the news of this week.
Okay.
Crockett Gilmore re-signed with the Ravens, and he was placed on IR.
Right.
There was a little bit of worry about, if this was done, his career was done in Baltimore, but it shows that it's not.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that last week. There's a possibility we bring him back. He had to clear waivers first, I believe. So, I guess if another team wanted him, they could have taken him, but too much risk, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be back in Baltimore if he can stay on the field. He'll definitely play. I mean, he is a starter, in my opinion. He just cannot stay on the field.
And he has the body type that you want, man. That big guy that can jump and make plays. It's just, again, your best ability is availability, and he's never, ever been available for the Baltimore Ravens for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah, I don't think he's gotten through an entire season. I don't think he's played 16 games straight. I could be wrong. I think he's been here for 4 years. I think this would have been his fourth year, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but I don't think he's played 16 games. So you can't do that. It's hard to stay. Yeah. It's hard to stay on the team.
And it's sad because he has a lot of potential.
Oh, he is. Yeah, definitely.
And so the next story, now the injury story is coming. So
yeah, I don't think we've covered anything other than injuries on this podcast at all.
So Tim White injured, out for the season, broken thumb.
Yeah.
Man, he played very well in that first preseason game.
Yes, he did.
He's been doing the best in training camp.
Yeah.
And
it's every time I'm like, we gotta just calm down. It's a lot of injuries, but it happens in the NFL. But the more it happens, it's like, this is bad. How many starters have we lost? How many players have we lost? Not just for a little while, but for the season. And Tim White's a different story because I think that they did that just to keep him on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't really thought about that initially, but it kind of makes sense because there's the chances of him making the roster were he's pretty far down there on the depth chart. He had to have really shined in the return game in order to make the team. And considering he wasn't really doing that well, a thumb injury isn't going to knock you out for the year, or it shouldn't at least. I wouldn't think. Depending on how bad I don't know. I wouldn't think it would. But I think since he's not a starter, if he was a starter, he probably wouldn't be out for the year. You know what I mean? He'd probably be out for maybe half the year, couple weeks, and then he'd be playing. But since he's real far down there, they just want to keep him on the team, avoid any other team from getting him, and then bring him back next year. So
because again, especially in receivers, they do break their fingers. More than we know as a fan, right? There's stories about Donald Driver and Brett Favre throwing bombs, and he broke every single finger in his hand, right? And so that does happen. But look,
if Derek Mason could play with a dislocated shoulder,
and
catch touchdown passes, you can play with a broken thumb. I know it's an important piece of your body to catch a football, but players do it all the time. I remember, I think it was Pollard that played with like 6 broken ribs or something like that in that playoff run. So, it's possible. People do it, give him some shots and it'll be okay. But, I think it's just because he's real low on the depth chart. He wouldn't make the team otherwise.
Okay. Now, this is a guy who was going to make the team that got injured. Alex Lewis. Now, I've been, listen, on this podcast, on these videos, I've been telling you, hey, Alex Lewis was injured last year. We got to be careful to put our hopes on this guy, okay? Yeah. He may be injury prone. This is something that can happen.
Yeah.
He's 2 for 2 now, right? 2 injuries, the end of the season, 2 years. Just, again, another crusher for offensive line.
Such a shame, but I think to talk about that, it opens up even more the ability, not even the ability, but, to sign another linemen. They probably were going to do that anyway, but this kind of opens up the opportunity to sign a Mangold or another signer that maybe gets cut after the 53-man roster cut down. So we'll definitely see another signing on the line, I think. I don't know if they feel too confident in the guys they got now.
Yeah. There's 2 rumors out. One is Mangold. The other one is bringing back Jeremy Zuta. No. I like Zuta. Now, he doesn't help you at all in the running game. He's just not strong enough.
Is he a true center?
Yes, he was a center in Tampa Bay for a long time.
Okay. See, he's not a center. He's not big enough, in my opinion, to be a true center.
Like I said, he does not. His size and his strength is not good at all for the run game. He's more made for he's more made for a pass game. But again, you still need some strength. He just doesn't have it. I think if you want to be a run team, you go and you go get a Mangold because Mangold is strong enough to push people around. He's injury prone. But that's hopefully why you have Ryan Jensen. Yeah. And you might even kick Ryan to left guard and see what you got there. Because, he's a brawler. So
yeah. Which kind of brings in the Jimmy Smith restructure.
Yep.
They probably would have done that anyway. But that kind of opens up and encourages a lineman sign or maybe even a running back. I mean, we'll probably get a lineman. But I think that you might need to bring another running back in. I don't feel too confident in anybody but West, honestly. Mizell played well, but...
So I think that the contract restructure frees up $5.5, I believe, million.
Something like that, yeah.
$1 million in cap space. And that sounds like a lineman number to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, again, we signed Howard for about 5.3 a year. So 5.5 seems like the right number for a lineman. I think if you stretch it, you might can even get 2. You might can get both, Mangold and Zuta. Probably not, but I think they're going to go one of those routes.
Yeah.
I felt a little confident in the running backs' skills. Terrence West, I'm a Danny Woodhead guy, so I like Danny. And then I liked what I saw from Mizell.
We can't rely on Woodhead, though. He's too old. He's not going to hold up. If you're feeding him the ball... 40 times a game. That's not going to work. You gotta only give him, 10, 15 touches, something like that.
I think Ravens fans who want to see us go back to the running game are going to be disappointed. I think that they're going to try, but I do see...
I don't think that I think we can do it. Mm-hmm. We got to commit to it.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see that commitment this year. Just from the preseason game, all the big plays came from Terrence West, right?
Well, look, we only have 4 starters out there.
Yeah, that's true.
And you get that full line out there, and the threat of a receiver, starting receivers, you might see something different. I think
that's true.
West did well, and I think with Woodhead out there as well, that's a dual threat that teams are going to have to prepare for. But I think you got to have, since we don't have a true fullback, that's going to be tough. Our run game is going to be really shaky this year. I don't see it being what we want it to be.
And then the last bit of news we have, and we kind of already knew this, right? Yeah. Joe Flacco will not be playing at all in the preseason. He will be in training camp. He will be practicing, but no preseason play.
Yeah, and they haven't exactly said when he'll be practicing yet. And this worries me because it seems like they just keep pushing it back. Which, like you just said, I think that we all knew he wasn't going to play until the regular season game. But it just seems like it's like they updated. And it's like everything's good, but he won't be playing for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's a little sketchy. Back injuries are sketchy. I think when Tony Romo injured his back when it first started, it was like a week, just like Flacco, and then he's out for the year, and now he's retired.
Yeah.
So let's just hope that's not even close to what we got going on. But
it is scary. I think he'll be fine though. Wear a back brace. In practice. They're not hitting him in practice, but when the season starts, wear a back brace. Just be ready. Just stay safe, and that's what this move is doing.
My only fear about that is that he'll need to shake some rust off coming into the regular season, and without, what's it going to be like when he first gets hit? What's it going to be like when he gets that first sack? Is he going to be okay? Is he going to get up? You know, it was like last year when he didn't practice or play really all the way up to the regular season. It's like, does he trust the knee? Is he okay with getting hit? And you saw he gets happy feet. Joe Cool, he usually is okay in the pocket, but our pocket's been, up and down the last couple of years. And last year you saw he got nervous, at certain times when receivers wouldn't get open or he didn't see, the right, going through his progression right. You saw that it became a problem and he would get nervous. So it might be a little bit different with a less back injury, but it might still be pretty close to that.
Yeah, and if Joe got injured in this preseason, the fans would be calling for John Harbaugh to be fired.
Not that they already aren't, but
I know. So yeah, but that is all. That's the news. With no new news stories, other than those. So hopefully, no more injuries.
We can hope, but
hopefully,
it's.
All right, so
let's move on.
Yeah, we'll be back with the Redskins Ravens recap. Some things that we both liked. But first, we want to say again, if you're not a Patreon subscriber, check out the Patreon. It's a super dope service where you guys can support us, help us grow, help us try to make this a full-time thing, and in return, we give you guys special access to videos. For example, if you were on the live stream that we did for the first preseason game, you can only see that if you were there on the live stream and get that analysis there. But if you're a Patreon subscriber, you can see it right now. So, and you'll be able to see it until the end of the season. So again, please.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of exclusive content for you guys.
A lot of it, behind the scenes, different things like that. So again, please check it out. So, Ravens, Redskins. It was a fun preseason game. Football is back. I'm super happy about that.
Yeah.
I believe 26-3.
Yeah, or 23-3.
23-3. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ravens beat the Redskins. A lot of good things. First, we had a touchdown, or rushing touchdown, by Terrence West. Then we had 3 field goal kicks by Tucker. Another touchdown by Tim White. And literally nothing given up by the defense. It was
just a field goal.
Just a field. It was amazing. So, let me know how you felt about the game. You were there. How was the everything? The atmosphere.
It was fun. It was a good time. Like I said, it's a preseason game, but lousy turnout in my opinion. I wish that. I know it's preseason, but a lot of people don't care. But I don't know if it's just league wide, or if it's just in Baltimore. I know that in a lot of stadiums they have a hard time filling the seats. But I don't want to see this team move again. Well, I didn't see it the first time, but you know what I mean. Yeah. So I want people to be interested and that sort of thing. But it is preseason, so you can't take it too much. But aside from that, it was a really good time. I think the people that were there were involved. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. And so, who were you most impressed with?
The entire defense.
The entire defense. Okay.
Look, they had 39 yards rushing, and even for a preseason game, that to me is impressive. You're cycling in different running backs, different players. It's a little harder to do that in a regular season game, to do it all game long. To have running backs get into a groove and get on. But there was I think they had a couple, maybe 1 or 2 little tiny breakouts where they got 10 yards or something like that on the run. But for the most part, it was the entire defense in the backfield before they even got to the line of scrimmage. It was wonderful to see that, and it was every position, every level, and to see that is extremely impressive. It's exactly what we wanted to see. That entire defense, to me, there was not anything that stood out that really got to me. I felt like they were a cohesive group. Again, just preseason. But that's what you want to see.
And no big plays. And
no big plays.
Dean Pease has been preaching that, right? No runs over 15, no passes over 20, and we didn't have any of that.
There was one that I remember, maybe 1 or 2, where they got a good chunk of yards. There was one that was late in the game. I think it was in the fourth quarter. They got 20 yards on a deep pass. It was a great catch by the guy. But other than that, no. The whole game long, they didn't even come close to breaking anything out. Not that our offense looked that much better, but it was definitely better than theirs.
Yep. So that's awesome. And I was most impressed with Brent Urban. Man, flashing just every time you look at the screen, he's making a play.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he had it in him. I really didn't. I thought he was going to be a good totaler. And when I say that, I mean he'll play his position. He won't get beat. But he won't really stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this guy. I mean,
I'm excited for him. He's a big dude.
Sacks, stopping runs in the backfield, forced a fumble. Just a guy that was super impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to see more from him.
Me too.
And how good he can be when instead of playing next to Carl Davis, he's playing next to Brandon Williams.
Yeah, that would be extremely exciting to see. Specifically, I'd say Bowser. Man, that guy was fast.
Yeah.
He to me, he's a starter off the bat. He can be.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can be in that position. And even if he's not, if you got a guy in front of him and he's just depth coming in on certain downs.
Because even Judon looked good.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, there was no specific position on defense that I'm like, oh, I'm really worried about that. I thought that the defensive backs looked good. There was so much pressure on each down that any defensive back would have looked good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what we need.
That's what we need. And before we move on to the next one, I just want to say, Keenan Reynolds. Listen, I was not on the fence on him because I don't think he can be a great receiver. But
it's hard to transition like that.
But if you can return that ball like he did,
because
we didn't have any returns like that last year, right? We didn't have any.
Because Hester, for some reason, wouldn't catch the ball. I don't know what that was, but
Keenan played great. I mean, even like not catching the ball in 20 yards, doing the fake fair catch wave and letting the ball bounce in the. Yeah. He played awesome.
Yeah.
So who are you least impressed with?
Ryan Mount.
Okay. Yeah.
And I mean, look, anybody out there saying that he's better than Flacco or a proper replacement, I'm sorry, you're a little delusional. Like, I don't know what you're expecting from this guy. Like I said, when we put him in the past, he didn't play terrible, but he is just not playing well.
Mm.
There was a pass where it was, I think, to Campanaro. It was behind him and like way up. I don't know where this guy thinks he's going to catch that. It was almost intercepted. No, that's just no. He's not going to be a good replacement. Not that I'm saying we should go out and sign somebody else. But, I don't think we have the cap room or even really... Yeah, I don't think we have the cap room, so I don't know if we go out there and replace him, but we got to just hope that Flacco stays healthy.
Oh, yeah. I agree. I was least impressed with James Hurst, man. And, I'm a little bit of a nerd, and I do watch linemen play. And I was specifically focused on him and Jensen, and even a little bit of Ronnie Stanley. Stanley played well, I thought. Jensen played okay. James Hurst played bad. I mean, there was several times where I saw him get to go past defensive linemen, and not because he wanted to, not because he was trying to get to the second level. It's because the defensive lineman put a move on him and got there. Right. He was doing better in pass blocking, so that's a good thing. But run blocking, he was not good. Not even a little bit.
I don't think our run game was impressive. I don't think our run blocking was impressive. What I liked out of that was our commitment. We had like 23 attempts to throw the ball and 30-some attempts rushing. That is perfect. It was complete. And I think in the first half, it was 16 on 16. Completely balanced. At first, I think the first drive, we threw like 3 times, and
I was nervous.
I was yelling, like, run the ball. What are you doing? At least once. At least run the ball once. What are you talking about? But they seemed to overthrew the game. They committed to it, and that's what we need.
Yeah, and Campanaro, he in trouble.
Oh, he's looking for a job.
When Tim White got the reverse run on the first couple downs, and then Campanaro didn't do any returns.
Yeah, I didn't see I didn't see Campanaro out there. No. That's in the return game.
Yeah,
that was weird to me.
But
listen. Yeah, he's looking for a job, and now that Tim White's out for this season, he has a better opportunity.
Correct. Yeah.
But Adebayo might be in there to, upset that.
Yeah.
And some other guys, like you said, Reynolds, if he can return. Campanero's gonna be looking for a job. If you can't make plays and you can't stay healthy,
you gotta go. Yep. And then just one last takeaway. Do you have a big takeaway from this game?
Go back to the defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just one preseason game. It's hard to tell in the preseason. I think, like I said in my post-game analysis video, you can look great in the preseason, but then you get to regular season and you're garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Seen it happen with every team. Seen it happen with the Ravens. But you can watch preseason and get some indication of what your team is going to look like in the regular season. Not just how players are playing, but schemes and play calling. What the team is doing as a whole.
What's the base? What is your base, right? Like I think.
Yeah.
What is your base package? And it looks like our base package was aggressive.
Very aggressive. Like I said, it was in the fourth quarter, up by 20 points, and we're still blitzing. And look, it's hard to do in a regular season game, but I hope he does not go back to that prevent defense, trying to hold on to a lead. Keep getting to the quarterback. Keep making him make mistakes. You can do that all game long. We got the young talent to do it. It's harder to do with older guys. We've got I think the perfect balance right now between veteranness and young players. We've got that young speed to get in there and make plays with a veteran side that knows what they're doing.
And my takeaway, the Ravens may have the best defensive line in football at the end of the season. Brandon Williams played good. Pierce, I thought, was excellent. And those two, in my opinion, you can't block them one-on-one.
Yeah.
Right? You throw Urban, who showed flashes. You throw Kafusi Bronson.
Oh, yeah, Kafusi.
He played great.
Yeah. Kafusi was another one.
Just
lighten
it up. Carl Davis came in and played well.
Yeah.
It's
going to be hard for the front office to pick between these guys.
I don't know how much defensive lineman we carry usually. But I do feel like that we may have to have a deep rotation at that position.
The other thing is, what we might want to watch out for is a trade. Because we got so many of these guys that can play at a high level that we could look to a team and say, we got this guy, who do you want to give us? Do you want to give us a draft pick for next year? Or do you want to give us one of your star players and make a trade like that? And we could totally get maybe an offensive weapon, probably go offensive. I would think maybe even a cornerback, because I think defensive back is a problem. And if there was any area to look at on the defensive back, I think it's going to be is just far as depth goes. They had Webby in the slot. Like I said, we had so much pressure that any defensive back would have looked good. But I don't trust Webby in the slot, honestly.
And it just talks to how great the defensive coaches, DMPs, develop these players. I mean, every player that I saw last night looked like they can play for another team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. I agree.
Offense didn't look like that, right? There were players on offense I saw like, nah, right? You can't play for any other team. So now we're going to go on to the next game, the Miami Dolphins. Ravens at the Dolphins in Miami. I know I saw some people on the live stream saying that they're excited because they're going to the game. So, if you're a Ravens fan in Miami, hold us down. Be a great Ravens fan. Don't be a jerk. So, things to watch. So, what are you going to be looking for in this game?
I'm going to be watching the run game again. I think I said that last week. Commitment to the run, our blocking up front, and just that. I think we'll be watching the run game and how will they do against another team. Going from the Redskins to the Dolphins. And the other thing is Jay Cutler. I want to watch him play. See how well he does, because we played the Dolphins this year. I feel like we played the Dolphins this year.
I think we may.
I think we played the Dolphins in a regular season game. So we do. It's a primetime game.
Yeah, right. Yep.
At home.
On Monday night. That was the game that John Harbaugh wanted. So.
Yeah. When's the last time we got him? No, I think that's the Texans game. I think I think it's a Thursday night game. Is the Dolphins game.
Okay.
But either way, when's the last time we had a Monday night game at home? Or really any primetime games at home. We don't get much. Nope. So we've got 2 at home this year. But anyway, so Jay Cutler, we're gonna be playing him later this year if he gets the starting job. They just signed him, so we'll see. Yeah. We'll see if he's in there. But I don't have a lot of faith in that guy. So I think this will give us a chance, the defense, to shine a little bit more. and we usually destroy the Dolphins. I don't think. I mean, Flacco won't be playing, but since Flacco's been here, I don't think we've lost to him, and we've played him a lot. So, I think it'll be a time for maybe the offense to shine a little bit, maybe defense shine a little bit. I think it'll be a good game.
I'm gonna be watching the receiver battle for that fourth receiver. This week that we just had, I wasn't really in watching it that much. I was more interested into the pass rushers. But this time, the the passing display that we saw was not good.
No.
You cannot judge. Like, for example, with Ryan Mallett, you can't judge any of those receivers, right? Campanero had a catch that he should have made, but like,
he had a couple.
Attaboy just the pass was a little bit. It wasn't good. He made his drop. Tim White didn't get any thrown his way, so it was hard. Chris Moore got one. I think that the Ravens are going to try to see where they are with these receivers, and I'm excited. I want to see Camp step up. Camp, if you're going to be the fourth receiver, step up.
Yeah.
I want to see.
It's weird to me that they're not giving him any chances in the return game, though, or they didn't. I don't remember seeing him back there, but why not? Why wouldn't you? Just to see what these other guys got, or
he's the I think the Ravens always have a safe returner. I think he might be the safe returner.
Yeah.
You know how usually in the past it was Ladarius Webb, right?
Yeah.
When you put Ladarius Webb back there, it's because he's going to catch the ball. So, and you don't give Ladarius Webb.
I don't remember seeing more back there now that I think about it either. So maybe that's just because they feel confident in those guys and they want to see what some of the other guys got.
No, yeah. So, because we only saw Tim White and Reynolds back there, I think it might be Reynolds' job now. So, if Reynolds can make an impact and be good on offense and return, that'd be awesome. So, I would be super excited for that. And so now, who is going to be your X factor for this game?
I'm gonna go with Attaboy, as you were just talking about watching the receivers. I think that with Tim White gone, who's his competition down to? I don't really like Griff Wallen, whatever his name is. I'm not crazy about him. I don't think he can make the team. I think he's just there for competition right now. And there's 2 spots available, right? So, I mean, between Reynolds, who they think it can return,
so he'd probably make the team,
and Attaboy, I mean, who else really? I'm trying to think what other guys.
I think you only have Camp, Waylon, Chris Matthews.
Chris Matthews is another one. That's the other one. And
but
then
did he?
Campanero.
I haven't seen him on the field.
I think he was out there. He's 13, right?
Yes, so he was out there.
Yeah, I think I saw him out there, but I didn't see him making big plays. I think he was in the return game a little bit. I don't remember, but he didn't shine a little bit at all. I don't remember. There was Board. Is that his name?
Yep, Board.
He made. I was walking out of the stadium because I wanted to beat the traffic, the guys, everybody leaving, and I was walking. It was like the last minute and a half or something like that, and he made a great adjustment, like almost catch. Which kind of brings me.
Check out the highlight video. Yeah.
Which kind of brings me to what I wanted to talk about a second ago. Since Ryan Mallett isn't playing that well, what we might see out of this game is them checking out some of the other quarterbacks going against starting guys. We might want to see that because I think some of the other quarterbacks, I can't remember what the other guy's name was, but he towards the end of the game looked pretty all right. He looked all right. I mean, he's going against 4th string guys and stuff, so you don't know, but try him out, see what he's like.
Yeah, somebody has to step up, right? Somebody has to step up. And I think the X factor, I'm going on defense. And last time I went Tim Williams, I'm going Bowser this time. Tyus just plays so well, and he looks so smooth. And you usually don't see rookie outside linebackers look that smooth. Yeah. I mean, his ability to transition from zone to pass rush, I thought it was maybe a college thing. It's not. I think he has a very good chance to start. Obviously, Terrell Suggs. Now, Gion is going to give him some competition. I don't think Tim Williams will give competition. I think Tim Williams will be. Well,
that's the thing. You don't need to cut one of those guys. You can keep both of them. You can bring Suggs in on certain downs. Keep him off the field because he's a veteran. He's an old guy. The chances of him getting through the season, that's going to be hard. So on certain downs, you can put Judon and Bowser in there and kind of make them You know.
And that's what I would do. I would have, now it's hard that you can't it's hard to tell especially a pass rusher who wants to get sacks. Hey, sorry, buddy, you only play on first and second down, right?
Right.
But I mean, Terrell Suggs will be in every third down. I might give him second down off. I might give him, first down off. Just because
that would be such a threat.
Oh man,
teams would not even know what to do with that speed, and then after that, Suggs is coming in. He can still play.
Yep.
I'm not saying that he can still play, but if you keep him off the field a little bit, make his legs a little bit fresher. That's the problem that we had last year. Was our offense couldn't maintain drives, so our defense was on the field constantly. And towards the end of the game, fourth quarter games, we lost a lot of games in the fourth quarter because this defense couldn't.
It couldn't do it. And the last time we had that type of flow is when we had Kruger and McPhee and Sizzle and we can give them breaks and we wouldn't lose much. So, I want to see how. I want to see how those plays. So that's why Bowser is my X factor. So I think he has a good chance to making the team. And do you have any predictions? Some quick predictions.
I'm gonna say that we don't see as many starters as we saw last week. I think what will happen is third game at home against the Bills. That's when you're gonna see. Usually in the third game is when you see most of your starters. You don't see any in the fourth quarter typically, or the fourth game typically. But in the third game, they usually play guys, first half at least, a lot of the time. In this game, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't we saw. What was amazing to me was we saw Suggs last week. Did not expect that. I think that may have been just to see what the whole first team could look like, just to get an idea. You've got that. You got that now. You got that idea. Maybe give those guys a week off. You don't really need to push it. Guys like Weddle might not need to put in there. Guys like Suggs might not need to put in there for this game. Give some younger guys some reps for this game, for the second and fourth, and then for the third game, give the older guys a little bit more reps. Get ready for the regular season.
I think my prediction is I think you'll see Jeremy Maclin and Mike Wallace.
That's a good prediction.
I think you'll get at least 2 drives from Mike Wallace. He's back in Miami. That stuff didn't end well. He's a competitor, so he wants to play. So I think you'll see Mike Wallace. Jeremy Maclin might only play 1 drive. I think you'll see Mike Wallace play and he'll jump in. Brashard's not playing. He's still hurt, in my opinion. So.
Is he still hurt? I thought they cleared him.
They cleared him. Listen, I'm afraid of him. So
I can see that. I mean, I've said he wasn't injury prone, but some guys just like Campanaro, guys like that, maybe their body they don't take care of their bodies enough, or maybe they're just not fit for the NFL, but they can't do it. So I don't think we'll see Perryman maybe even in the third game, maybe. But that's a good prediction. I think we might see him, and I was going to add something to that before about we might see. We didn't really see it last week. More of an open-ended game, spreading the ball out a little bit more, some deep balls. We might see that a little bit more with if Maclin and Wallace play, just to get an idea. But still a lot of dinks and dives. I'm still seeing it. So hopefully that's not our direction, and we can spread the ball out a little bit more. Yeah,
I'll be excited. So thank you guys so much for watching RavensSpace Podcast Episode 3. We'll be back every single week. Again, check us out on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, and we upload early for our Patreon subscribers. If you want to stay tuned for a special content, please stay tuned after this podcast stops. All right, thanks. Go Ravens. How you guys doing? This is Jason again. I'm here with Steven, and Steven has something that he wants to talk to you guys about. He feels very impassioned about this topic, so he'd like to talk to you.
Yeah, so Ravens fans, that they're constantly calling for guys' jobs, and for years, not just since the last 4 years, but for years, they've been calling for John Harbaugh's head. I don't know why. I don't understand it, and it's not just John Harbaugh. We won't get into it because I'm very passionate about the Flacco thing as well. We'll talk about that maybe another time. They call for Flacco's job all the time. People want to see him fired, see him cut, say he's overpaid, what have you. But the Harbaugh thing is absolutely ridiculous. I don't think that it is even appropriate to say for this guy to get fired. Just for the last couple of years. Look, he's had one losing season. One. Guys get a lot longer of a job for doing a lot less.
Jeff Fisher.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like that. So I just wanted to read a stat from the little booklet thing that they give out at the games. This isn't news to me. This is something that, I was already aware of. But I want to read the numbers. I had it marked, but I want to read the numbers just so that you guys I can just put this to bed. Ravens under Harbaugh since 2008. This is including playoffs. Top 5 coach with wins. Top 5 wins. 95 wins at number 4. Only behind the Steelers, the Packers, and the Patriots. The Broncos are one under them. So it goes Broncos 93, Ravens 95, Steelers 101, Packers 102, and the Patriots are killing everybody with 121. Now, that's including two seasons with 8-8 records and one season with a 5-11 record. I haven't seen the Steelers, the Packers, the Patriots do that in the last 10 years since Harbaugh's been here. Harbaugh's had some down years, and he's still number 4. Okay? There's another stat here. Okay? The Ravens are one of the only 7 teams with at least 6 playoff berths in the last 9 seasons. This list goes Green Bay with 8, New England with 8, Baltimore with 6, Cincinnati with 6, who has no playoff wins, Indianapolis with 6, Pittsburgh with 6, and Seattle with 6. Only 2 of those teams are NFC teams. The next stat, the Ravens have 10 playoff wins since 2008, rank as the NFL's second most, only behind New England with 11. Of those Ravens victories, an NFL best 7 have come on the road. These numbers right here, top 5 coach in the league. With bad up and down years, he's still got these numbers. 10 playoff wins only behind the New England Patriots. How many Super Bowls they have just since Harbaugh's been here? They have, what, 3?
3.
Right?
I think 3 and 5. 5 for Tom Brady and Belichick, and 3 since Harbaugh's been here.
Right. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
How can you call for this guy's job? How can you say that just a couple... And that 5-11 season came after injuries. Well, how many starters we lose that year?
Critics would say that he has not made the best use of Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's not where people want him to be, and stuff like that. Like, he's not an offensive mind, and offense is always not that good. How would you respond to that?
I would respond to that the Ravens' offense has never been good. We are not known for offense. We never have been. The front office, which Harbaugh has less to do with, the front office builds teams around defense, not offense. It's true that Harbaugh brings a lot of his own guys in here, and I'd like to see more out of the offense. I'd like them to play more to Flacco's strengths. However, like I just said, they build this team around defense. You just saw that in the last draft, drafting all defensive guys, basically. And that's how I respond. I mean, and since Harbaugh's been here, we've had the best offenses that we've ever had. I mean,
that's true.
That's just hands down. We have had the best offenses. Flacco's the best quarterback we've ever had. That's not even a discussion. Not even. I don't even know where you put the top 2. Way down here. So, I mean, he's been here for 10 years. People think Bisciotti's going to fire him. I don't think Bisciotti's that mad at him. I really don't. I don't think he's on the hot seat. I think, like I said before, a lot of guys have lost their jobs or have kept their jobs for doing a lot less. And this guy has come into this, he's kept the same mantra, same culture ever since he's been here. They still focus on defense. We're still good on defense year in and year out.
And something that I would give you, credit to help your argument is that coaches usually do get fired either when they lose the locker room or they're not good at what they do. So John has not lost the locker room, and John is a special teams coach. And the Ravens have the best special teams in the
easily
NFL.
the best special teams in the league. And the other thing I'll say is that I think I've heard you say this before. The other time is when they stop being competitive, when with teams that they should be competitive with. I want to know. I don't know it offhand, but I know the number of one-score games in the last 4 years, last 10 years, keeping games competitive. We lose a lot of those games. We win a lot of those games. but we're constantly. There is not a team in the league that constantly beats us. I just looked at the other day since Flacco's been here. I think the Packers and one other team, I can't remember what that other team was, are the only teams he has not beat, other than the Ravens, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But he's up there on the list of how many teams the Ravens have beat. We have been competitive with every team in the league.
The Bears?
No, I think we're 1-1 with the Bears.
Okay, I would be, but it'd definitely be a team in the NFC because
we don't play them often.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't play them often, but yeah, like I just said,
I think it's Seattle. That's what it is. Probably.
Seattle, you're right. It's Seattle. We're both 0-2 with those two. No, you know what? We've only played Seattle once since the last 10 years, and we lost. So it's 3 games we've lost. And we'll play the Packers. We'll get another chance to beat the Packers this year.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, we're competitive with every team. There's no team in the league that gets the better of us, and we're competitive with the best team in the league. The year in, year out is the Patriots. We're constantly right there with them. So please stop calling for Harbaugh's head. It's insane. It's illogical. I know that there's arguments to be made, but this guy is a real coach. He's one of the top coaches in the league, and I don't think that you can even I don't think you can fire him just yet.
I agree. You know, I agree with you. I think he's a definitely top 6 coach in the league, and he's one of those coaches. If like you release him, another team will pick him up.
Oh, definitely.
Instantly. Okay.
Definitely.
So I agree with you. Guys should stop calling for John Harbaugh's head.
Yeah.
So.
Last thing, and then we'll get out of here. Since you say it's top 6, he's literally top. He's at number 6 for games over 90. So if you make the minimum 90, right, then he's 4. But if you don't, then the percentage. Then you've got guys in here like Bruce Arians from the Arizona Cardinals. Has only been there for 3 years, so his percentage is a little bit better. Chuck Pagano at the Colts, 4 years, his percentage is a little bit better because he doesn't have as many games. But if you make the minimum 90, he's right up there with Mike Tomlin, Mike McCarthy, and Bill Belichick, who are all top coaches in this league.
Yep.
And again, I don't know how many losing seasons or at least 8-8 seasons that the Steelers, the Packers, and the Patriots have had. Since in the last 10 years, they've been constantly good. We've had a couple down years, and his numbers are still up there. So, all right, let's check out of here. I think that's the end of my rant.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. So, again, guys, subscribe to RavensSpace on YouTube if you're not yet subscribed. We do the best Baltimore Ravens content on the internet. Check out RavensSpace.com, where you guys can watch some great. Watch, read, and listen. We have everything up there. Check out our Patreon. You can support us. Check out our t-shirt store. You can buy a t-shirt. Also support us. And again, just watch our content. We appreciate it, and we're grateful for every single view. So thank you guys so much.
Go Ravens.
Go Ravens.